Listen, believe it or not, but sometimes the way you like things to be done isn't going to change. Trust me. So, and when I give you the example that I'm talking about, you're going to laugh. All right, you're going to laugh, but there's a lesson in it. There's some game in it. All right. So, we all have certain ways that we like certain things to be done, right? It gives us comfort knowing that something is being done a certain way, the way that we like it, the way that we're used to that particular thing being done, right? And it could be anything, the way clothes are folded, the way dishes are put away. You know what I mean? Like it just little things like that, right? And if you're in a relationship or you've been in a relationship, then you know what I'm talking about. Like, you have a way that you like things to be done. Sometimes your partner might do them a little bit differently and it'll irritate you, but sometimes you got to stop and think, like, well, why do I even like it to be done that way? Why did it trigger me when they did it a different way? It's something to really think about, right? So here's my example, and it's goofy. Now, to get in my defense, I never. Okay, I did say something about it. But I didn't make it an issue, right? I did say something about it because it was different, but I didn't make it an issue or anything like that. So book bags, right? We've all probably got book bags or whatever. Now, there's a certain way that I zip up my book bags. I usually zip my book bags all the way over to the other side, right? So, of course, most book bags have two zippers, right? Well, I'm not going to show you because it's going to kind of give it away. But, most book bags have two zippers on each compartment, right? I told you this was a goofy example, but bear with me. So most book bags, they have the two zippers on it, and the two zippers come together to close the bag up, right? So, like I said, I always normally when I close the compartment up on the book bag, I zip both of them all the way over. If you're looking at the book bag, I zip them over all the way onto the right side, right? If the front of the book bag is facing you, I zip them all the way over to the right side, right? So this is a goofy example. That's just how I do things, right? That's just how I do it when I zip up a book bag. And I noticed one time, I think we might have been on vacation somewhere. My wife, she had to zip up my book bag for me, and she had to get something out of it or something like that. It doesn't really matter. But so she had to zip up my book bag for me, and instead of zipping both zippers all the way over to the one side like I usually do, she zips both zippers up into the center, right, to close the book bag up. Now, when she did that, like I said, I inquired about it. Like, why are you zipping it up like that? What are you doing? And she's just like, that's just how I zip up a book bag. And I was like that one meme with a lady with all the math equations around her head, like trying to figure out, like, why are you doing this? What is life? Why, who zips up a book bag that way? I never seen it before, right? So, like I said, I always thought it was weird. I thought it was weird. So fast forward, right, to the past couple weeks or so, right? Started, when I go to work, I usually put my coffee mug, well, one of my coffee mugs, because I take two coffee mugs to work because I love coffee. But I take one coffee mug and I put it into the little cup thing in the book bag, right, on the side of the book bag. So one thing I noticed was when I do that, the way I zip the book bag up, the coffee mug is now covering up the zippers. So I have to dig in between the coffee mug to reach the zippers, right? So what did I have to do? I had to adapt, right? And you can pretty much imagine where this is going. I started zipping my book bag up the way my wife zips up her book bags. You know, everything coming together in the center. And real quick, I'll show you. Here we go. This is how I zip up my book bags now. And so, like I said, it's a goofy example, but again, it applies. There's some game in it. We all have, like I said, we all have certain ways that we like to do things. But sometimes, you know, especially if you're one of those types of people who you get irritated or agitated when something isn't being done the way you like it to be done, it may be valuable to you to ask yourself the question, why do I need it to be done this way? Why do I like this to be done this way? And if you can't answer that, you know, maybe it doesn't need to be done that way, you know. But if you can answer that, you know, and you can understand why you like something to be done a certain way, you can communicate that to people, because people, especially, you know, in a relationship, like your spouse is willing to do things the way you like it to be done. They just need to understand why you need it to be done that way. And this is not a dictatorship. Like, there, you know, if you're using the words because I said so, or that's just how I like it, or that's how I've always done it, then like you need to go figure your life out, because that's terrible. But if you want to have a successful relationship, you got to be able to explain why. And I say, for instance, you know, if my wife did, like, maybe like if she had a reason to zip up the book bag the way she does, she zips it up and says, oh, because, you know, when I put my cup, you know, in the little cup holder thing, it always blocks the zipper. So now I zip it up that way. That way it doesn't block the zipper when I zip my book bag up, or when I put my cup in there, right? Imagine she had gave me that explanation. Then I could see, like, oh, okay, I get that, I understand that. You know, and it's, like I said, it's just a book bag. It's just zipping up a book bag, right? It's one of the most insignificant activities that you can do, right? Zipping up a book bag. But again, like, it applies. There are certain ways that a lot of people put their dishes up, right? I've had this issue before. Like one time when I used to live, when we all used to live with my mother-in-law. When she put dishes up, she used to put dishes up with the spoon, with the head of the silverware facing the outer part of the drawer, right? It made me so mad. Like, and this was when I was younger, when I was very prone to anger. But it made me so mad. Like, who just puts dishes up this way? Like, right? You can just see, like, I still don't get it. But maybe she had a reason to do that. You know what I mean? Like, maybe she didn't like having to pull the drawer out all the way. You know what I mean? So in order to prevent that, because, you know, sometimes, you know, drawers do mess up, you know, especially with older apartments and stuff. But maybe her reason for doing that was so she didn't have to pull the drawer all the way out to know what she was grabbing. You know, you get used to knowing where, you know, each slot is, you know what I mean, especially if you're putting the dishes up. But, you know, regardless, right? Maybe there was a reason, right? So I say all that to say this. Number one, sometimes the way you like things to be done can and does change, right? That's okay. It's not going to hurt you or destroy your comfort. Like it might make you feel a little uncomfortable, but it's not going to destroy you to do things a little bit differently than how you used to do it, right? The way you like things to be done can change, and it does change, and that's okay. Secondly, know why you like things to be done the way you like them to be done, right? If you're, like I said, if you're involved with someone, you're in a relationship, then it's only going to benefit your relationship. That third element, which is the relationship, is only going to benefit the relationship if your partner has an understanding of why things are done the way they're done. There's a lot of value in why, right? So then that's a whole nother conversation right there. I'll talk about that. But again, remember, it's not going to hurt you to change the way you like things to be done, and understand why you like things to be done the way you like them to be done, and communicate that. Hopefully this helped somebody. Hopefully, I mean, if you did get a laugh out of my weird example, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate that, but I appreciate you being here. Again, hopefully this brought somebody value, and I'll talk to you next time.